Have you ever encountered someone who can genuinely persuade you without coercion? Whose words carry a quiet, confident authority that makes you willingly follow their lead? In the intense world of business, persuasion is often wrongly defined as clever manipulation or aggressive hard selling, leaving behind a lingering sense of discomfort and deep mistrust. Ethical persuasion with energy is a powerful model teaching that the greatest influence comes from the frequency of integrity and positive emotion that you consistently emit during every interaction. Neuroscience supports this critical claim, demonstrating that our brains process ethics and trust at the neural level long before they ever analyze the logic or complex arguments being presented. Mastering this internal energy is the single most vital skill for building lasting influence founded on genuine respect rather than temporary, forced compliance. Research proves that ethically driven influence is biologically more sustainable than draining coercive force over time. What is the one specific neurotransmitter you must intentionally activate in your audience to neurologically open the essential gateway to trust and message acceptance? I will be dissecting this crucial chemical key to trust in the middle section of this video. I personally witnessed the predictable failure of a technically brilliant salesperson whose low vibration of palpable desperation instantly caused customers to reject his offer outright, regardless of the product's high quality. I used to incorrectly believe that effective persuasion was solely the art of perfect language, when the actual problem lay in the underlying emotional energy field the salesperson was constantly broadcasting. I quickly realized that my greatest struggle was never selling the product itself, but fundamentally overcoming the deep mistrust projected by the vibration of internal doubt and perceived insincerity. Perhaps you also recognize this persistent dilemma, possessing genuinely good intentions, but finding your messages consistently met with deep skepticism and strong, unnecessary audience resistance. Studying neuroleadership completely changed my perspective, teaching me that radiated integrity is the highest frequency that automatically deactivates the listener's defensive mechanisms. We will explore exactly how the vibration of true empathy functions as the most powerful de-escalation tool in any difficult negotiation scenario. The primary conflict in traditional persuasion is the automatic resistance triggered by any energy that feels coercive or manipulative, which instantly initiates the audience's fight or flight response. When the audience perceives the energy of force or urgency, their amygdala immediately activates, and the prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational processing, instantly shuts down from processing your core message. Neuromarketing research shows that overly hyperbolic or aggressively delivered messages create disruptive cognitive dissonance, causing the audience to instinctively avoid the source of the discomfort. Low energy stemming from a leader's impatience or desperation creates a vibration that makes people suspicious of your true underlying motives, even if your logical arguments are perfectly valid. Effective persuasion cannot possibly occur until you successfully calm the nervous system of your audience, which fundamentally demands a high-frequency emotional state. You must consciously understand that every time you try to forcefully push your agenda, you are directly erecting a neurological wall that powerfully rejects your message. This pervasive conflict is profoundly exacerbated by a lack of effective empathy. which is the deep ability to accurately sense the mood and energetic state of your audience during communication. Cognitive empathy, understanding their viewpoint, is completely insufficient. You must broadcast a vibration that sincerely conveys you genuinely care about their outcome, not just your own self-interest. Without this deep empathy, you risk transmitting your own negative emotions, for example, your deadline stress, to the audience, which automatically makes them feel stressed and psychologically unsafe. Research on emotional contagion demonstrates that your internal mood can subconsciously influence the mood of your audience, which overwhelmingly determines message acceptance. Ethical persuasion requires you to manage your own vibration, so you consciously transmit a calm, positive energy that reliably supports rational decision-making. Building a vibration of deep empathy is the absolute prerequisite for the trust that unlocks genuine persuasion. The key neurotransmitter you must successfully activate in your audience, answering the open loop earlier, is oxytocin, the bonding divided by trust hormone, which biologically opens the essential gateway to message acceptance. Oxytocin is reliably released through interpersonal interactions marked by genuine vulnerability, direct, honest eye contact, and sincere acts of kindness or support that are non-transactional. An increase in oxytocin directly reduces activity in the amygdala, the threat center, immediately making the audience feel safe and significantly more willing to accept social risks or uncertain ideas. Research shows that oxytocin enhances social risk tolerance, which is extremely vital in negotiations where mutual trust is the primary currency of exchange. A leader who successfully emits a vibration of empathy and integrity literally creates the neurochemistry of trust within the minds of their listeners. Building trust via oxytocin is the foundational primary step for any successful form of ethical influence. The core solution of ethical persuasion is the energy integrity-based persuasion ritual, which demands a perfect alignment between your internal genuine intention and the external vibration you consistently broadcast. Before every important interaction, you must consciously verify your underlying motive. Am I aiming for mutual benefit, win, or solely self-serving gain, self-interest? Intention driven by win-win naturally emits a higher energy frequency, respect, and accountability, which automatically attracts greater reception and agreement. This specific ritual involves mentally clearing away internal doubt or the needy urge to control the outcome, which psychologically keeps your vibration pure and non-coercive. Only when your energy is perfectly aligned with your ethics do your words carry true power, genuine authority, rather than simply force fragile coercion. The enduring strength of ethical persuasion lies in its persistence, which is reinforced by the profound psychological principle of consistency, ensuring your influence lasts significantly longer. When an individual agrees with you on a small point, like acknowledging your value or agreeing on a small shared goal, they become psychologically obligated to remain consistent with that initial commitment. The positive vibration you transmit during this process creates powerful, positive, emotional memories, which firmly cement the message's acceptance within the amygdala. Oxytocin release boosts long-term loyalty and deep bonding, ensuring that decisions made today are resilient to future pressure or challenges. Influencing with genuine integrity successfully creates a powerful neurological bond that is demonstrably stronger than any temporary manipulative tactic. Ethical persuasion functions as a sophisticated filter that inherently attracts a high-resonance audience while naturally repelling individuals misaligned with your core values. Your intention must explicitly focus on empowering the audience, helping them recognize the value for themselves, instead of focusing on what you personally want to gain from them. Understanding the audience's internal vibration allows you to subtly adjust your language. Instead of overtly selling, you effectively become a resonating guide that aligns with desires already existing within their mind. This strategy creates an ethical environment because the achieved final result is the audience's autonomous decision synchronized with their own deeply held goals. Pure intention acts as the precision tuning mechanism that subtly shifts audience perception toward willing acceptance. Imagine your empathy as flowing water. Perceived distrust is a rusty, clogged pipe that prevents the water from passing easily through internal resistance. Ethical persuasion is the deliberate act of clearing the emotional rust from the audience's internal pipe by transmitting the warm vibration of oxytocin, which naturally loosens their defensive blockages. The water of trust, your core message, can then flow freely without unnecessary resistance or friction. Negative energy creates active resistance that you must forcefully overcome, whereas positive energy generates passive receptivity that opens the path for your message to be welcomed naturally. You must consistently be the source of calm, powerful, and reassuring energy that actively removes the noise of internal doubt from your audience's immediate environment. The biggest struggle in mastering energy persuasion is overcoming the threat to ego that arises when the audience rejects your message, which feels like a deep personal affront. When this inevitable rejection occurs, the leader often reflexively retaliates with force, harsher arguments, or dominance, which instantly damages the oxytocin bonds previously established. The conscious leader views rejection as feedback on misaligned vibration, requiring a subtle energetic adjustment and recalibration, rather than increased damaging pressure. Maintaining a vibration of profound integrity amidst clear rejection is the single most difficult, yet most valuable, act of emotional discipline available. Powerful leadership means being able to convincingly persuade without ever resorting to coercion, demanding total control over one's own internal energy state. In conclusion, ethical persuasion is the model that demands perfect internal alignment between your integrity and positive emotional state to successfully open the critical gateway of audience trust. The conflict between manipulation and lasting influence is overcome by replacing force with the frequency of oxytocin and empathy, which fundamentally builds durable relationships. Neuroscience evidence confirms that your positive vibration directly reduces the threat response, making your message far easier to accept and cement into long-term memory. You are the central energy transmitter guiding your audience, and your genuine influence stems entirely from the peaceful, ethical, and cohesive vibration you consistently radiate. Use this powerful energy science to transform your interactions into moments of meaningful, transformative, and lasting influence. Therefore, Now is the decisive time to immediately implement this empathy and energy integrity protocol into your crucial communications starting today. Challenge yourself to perform an emotional check-in ritual before your next critical negotiation, ensuring your vibration is calm and completely centered on a mutually beneficial win-win outcome. Remember this core truth. Successful persuasion leaves the audience feeling genuinely empowered, not emotionally drained, which is the undeniable signature of true ethical power. If this science-backed ethical persuasion guide has opened your eyes to your hidden potential, please show your deep commitment by immediately hitting the like button right now. Subscribe and widely share this essential video so that more leaders fully understand that the ultimate secret to lasting excellence is mastering the energy and power of ethical persuasion itself.